All right, good afternoon. I'm here with Kelly Atkinson from Slalom. She is the general manager of the Slalom Charlotte office. And we're here to talk about Slalom Presents, which is a virtual series that Slalom has started last week, and with very compelling and interesting topics that are relevant to the business community. So with that, Kelly, why don't you tell us a little bit about Slalom and their presence here in Charlotte?
Awesome. Thanks, Rob. Thanks for having me today. So Slalom is a global consulting company. We have about 8,500 people across our footprint, which includes North America, Europe, and Asia. We're headquartered out of Seattle. We've been around for about 20 years. And we do everything from business advisory, management consulting, experience design, technology advisory, and execution. Highly focused on modernization, how we can help our clients really transform using modern ways of working, modern technologies. Here in Charlotte, we opened up in 2018, so almost 2 years ago, and we have about 150 people here locally, serving clients locally. One thing that's unique about Slalom is we really drive personal connection at global scale. So our consultants that we hire in our local markets, we hire them to work in the local market. But then we're able to scale up through our national teams, our Slalom Build capability, to be able to provide additional capability, breadth, and depth to serve our clients and to be able to scale for large-scale transformations. So we are excited. We won our first year in market. We were #1 large company for CBJ, Great Places to Work, and Slalom's highly focused on our people and our culture, and we're continuing to grow today, even through the pandemic.
That's awesome. And as a client, I can tell you that I've personally experienced the power of Slalom and have really valued the work that you and your team have done. So thank you.
Well, that's great to hear.
So let's talk a little bit about the Slalom Presents series. What can you tell us about the series overall?
It is a 6-part virtual series. The first session, as you mentioned last week, was on September 16th, focused on realizing racial equality. We were honored to welcome American civil rights activist Ruby Bridges, our 66th U.S. Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice, and musician Leon Bridges as our guests. Our next program will actually be on November 18th, and it's going to be focused on coaching through a crisis. But the goal of the series is really to it's going to be a 6-part virtual series. Slalom originally hosted an event called R4, or Reach 4, which is Slalom's annual executive leadership summit, where we bring clients, partners, community leaders, and our senior leadership team together for an in-person experience that's centered on learning, connections, teamwork. And it's an incredible forum to connect with who we are, what we stand for, and what's possible when we work together. So in place of being able to host this normally in-person event, we've pivoted to a 6-part virtual series that started last week, and we'll go kind of every other month. We'll have a new topic, a new event that's really going to change and evolve based on what's relevant to the challenges and the topics that we're facing at that particular time.
That's fantastic. So it's presenting or providing value to your clients in a very different way.
Exactly, to our clients, to our community partners, to even our friends and family we invited to our first session.
Awesome. So that brings me to my next question. Who's able to participate in the series? If somebody's listening to us today and they're interested in signing up, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Our goal is really to make it an inclusive experience. I guess that's the silver lining of pivoting from an in-person event to a virtual event, is that we really can include a broad range of participants. So we invite our Slalom team, clients, prospective clients, community leaders, alumni, friends, and family. We've reached out directly to the people that we know, but we are happy to extend invitations to others who are interested in participating. And they can either reach out. We have a global mailbox called Slalom Presents at slalom.com, or they're welcome to reach out to me, kelly.atkinson@slalom.com, or via LinkedIn, and I'm happy to get them connected into our invite process.
That's fantastic. That's awesome. So who was involved in planning the series, Kelly? How did the whole series come together?
So our executive program team and our CEO, Brad Jackson, really drove the overall program, along with the marketing operations processes that had to happen at both the global and local levels. But all 8,500 Slalom team members were invited. And then locally in our market, we really focused on trying to get as many people as we could here in Charlotte, our clients, our prospective clients, community leaders, invited to the event. So it was a joint effort between our global teams, our local teams, really coming together to try to drive as much participation as we can, given the compelling topic and what we want to get our message out with.
Okay, great. And then as you think about, this series itself, how does Slalom live the principles that are discussed or highlighted in this series?
So Slalom, it's a great question, and I love talking about this one because Slalom is really a place where we celebrate authenticity, value diversity. Inclusion has been a top priority for us for years, and increasingly so as we plan out what our strategic initiatives look like. We also are highly focused on innovation. So when we think about the type of work that we want to do with our clients, driving that modernization agenda, innovation agenda, it's an important part of what we want to come out as we're interacting with our clients. We're also really committed to justice, humanity, equality. We have a number of initiatives in place at the corporate level to drive those activities. And we want to listen and learn and figure out where we can drive lasting change and a better tomorrow for our people, for our clients, for the communities in which we work and serve. So when we think about realizing racial equality, that was a step in our journey and an opportunity for us to listen, to learn, to tackle some of the topics that are challenging for all of our organizations today around racism and systematic discrimination. So we recognize that change will take time. It's not always going to be comfortable, but by us continuing to focus on it and take action, we are confident that we can drive meaningful change. So that's really how we think about it. It's an important part of our culture and who we are as a company.
Awesome. What excites you the most about the series?
It's just the opportunity to showcase who Slalom is on a broader scale. As I mentioned with our R4 events and some of the other events that we host, we normally have a narrower attendee list because we're hosting something in person. So given that we have pivoted to virtual, we're able to offer this opportunity to a lot broader audience. We're able to bring to light relevant topics, compelling speakers, thought leadership in a virtual format and share it in a bigger way. So we're able to be more inclusive in terms of our invite list and have as many as 20,000 people participating in each of these events. So hopefully, as we continue to get these planned further in advance and people know that these events are coming, we'll be able to continue to drive great attendance and get people here for what we think is going to be a really compelling set of agenda topics.
Well, I think that it's impressive to, for an organization to take on that role of thought leadership and be able to bring those voices into the room that can help, inform and educate the audience and inspire the audience. I know as a participant in that first session, I walked away with some very powerful messages that, will help shape kind of a lot of my future view and kind of how I approach that racial equity as a topic. So kudos to you and to the Slalom team for teeing up those important conversations and providing that access to your clients, friends, and family for that are interested in learning more and participating. Kelly, are there any questions that I haven't asked you that you'd like to share with us today?
I don't think so. I would just encourage folks as they have opportunities to attend and participate. We really are focused on driving a compelling agenda, and hopefully our first episode revealed that. So I'm excited about the opportunity to continue to engage in the Charlotte community. I guess my ask would be if there are people listening to this that have ideas for where we can continue to lean in Charlotte, drive impact in our community, feel free to reach out to me directly. That's one of the things that's unique about our business and our local focus is we really do have a desire and a vision to drive change here in Charlotte locally.
Fantastic. Well, Kelly, thank you so much for your time today. And please, on behalf of the entire Charlotte community, thank your colleagues at Slalom for putting together some great content. And we look forward to learning more as Slalom Presents continues to evolve.
Sounds great. Thanks, Rob.